I need a drink. That's a good excuse for a Homebrew Wednesday, if nothing else. Week's beer is the Hirter Pils from Austria. A nice little crown cap there. Put that with the ever-increasing collection in the box, because I have a little plan for those at some stage in the future. So let's try in a good old-fashioned traditional English pint mug. Which they also use, but here we go. Nice crisp white head, clear as a bell, as you'd expect for a Pils. Light carbonation. I've done no research on the beer, so I can't tell you. It's fair to say it's probably Hallertauer, Saaz, Noble. Not as light as a Bohemian Czech Pils. This one's got quite a distinctive hop taste to it. Yeah, but I don't know whether these, if they're brewed for the export market, they sometimes put the labels on the back in English, which they have, which is convenient. Siemens I don't read Austrian. The Hirter Privat Pils is brewed in accordance with the ancient Bohemian recipe. The soft mountain spring water within a water conservation area surrounding the brewery, and the choicest of ingredients characterising the Privat Pils. Its unique taste, it is not as bitter as most Pilsners initially, presenting itself with a soft, delicate beer with a harmonious, gentle bitter finish. Store away from heat. Ideal drinking temperature is 8 degrees C. Contains barley malt. Well, why do they all do that? We frickin' know that. It's like saying it contains water. Brewed and bottled by Austrian Hirter. Nothing much else there. Imported by Euroboozer Limited. Best of 24/3/15. So we're in date. Makes a change for me. We'll just cap that one off. There's a nice flavourful beer. I was surprised it's a Bohemian style, but maybe. Not quite as smooth as Strapper Pramen and things like that. But doesn't say what hops is in it, but there's maybe one in there that wouldn't normally be pronounced. It's definitely a distinct taste. It's not so generic as a lot of them. The ABV is 5.2% on the old Richter scale. So she's respectable. So cheers to the wacky schnapps boys, who are in Austria. But they don't drink off, well I suppose they do, they partake in the old Austria. I wasn't going to say Australian. That's maybe for next week. But I do have a bottle of schnapps over there on my optic. But as I said to them, unfortunately, the only thing it's full of is air. But there we are. Aldi's don't seem to do the schnapps anymore, unless that shitty Archers copy stuff, but not the real stuff. Proper job stuff. Anyway, what have I done this week? Feck all. That's the updates for this week done. I have digested my way through half, nearly, of this book. I've got to the section where we are no longer discussing Belgian brewed monk beers, monkeying around with the monks. We've gone through, actually I didn't expect all of the book to go off more onto, there's as much in the book about Trappist brewing as going on into the more prominent, well-known Belgian brews. Not just the Trappist, genuine Trappist monk brewed beers, but Abbey style beers, those that have a very tenuous connection to Abbeys, to the conventional Belgian brews, and obviously, well, I'm now halfway through the book, so we venture into the world of Belgian style beers brewed in America, which I didn't think the book contained all of that diversity of information about Belgian and Belgian style beers. So if you are a fan of Belgian beers, don't overlook this book just because it says brew like a monk, because actually it doesn't actually tell you how to brew a beer or brew like a monk, but it does tell you about the history, the traditions, connections, how all these different breweries have gone through changes, both in beers and styles and types, and obviously the historical changes going through 2 world wars and the Napoleonic Wars and such like. So it is worth a read if you're into Belgian beers. If you're not into Belgian beers, then probably you won't want to spend your money on it. It's got no recipes in it. It's not a brewing book per se. There is enough information in there that possibly from other sources, and I don't know, Brew Your Own magazine and things like that, that you can piece all the bits of the puzzle together and have a pretty good attempt at making an accurate version of a Abbey style beer or one of the Trappist beers. There's enough information in there, and what else you can find. There's little snippets that they don't, because obviously, you know, some of these recipes are quite closely guarded. All the techniques within brewing the beer are. So, but there's enough information out there that you can have a good attempt if you want to make a clone or do something close to the style. I know Tony's got a Westy 12 clone, I think he's done, which I think he's aging at the minute on his last update. Oh yeah, if you're running around, cheers Tony, cheers. If he's watching this on his big screen TV in his Keep Fit room, cheers Tony. Don't keep drinking all that energy drink, it's bad for you. Anyway, what else have we got? Not a lot. Not much happened really this week, brewing wise. I still haven't got any wine sweetener. My wife is managing to reduce the volume in the demi-john, even straight out. We're not even worrying about sanitising bottles and filtering. This is, you know, I think if we could get one of those things that they have in hospital for the drips and just connect the siphon tube straight into the veins.
Go.
Yeah, alright, okay. Have to put you to bed every night, legless. Yeah, so I can't find a wine sweetener at work, and I don't really want to go through all the trouble of ordering one online and paying postage, which obviously means it costs more, and I haven't really got anything else to order to make up an order to do online, so I'm a bit sort of, you know, until I need something, and chuck that on the list to make the value up or something. But I have got still quite a few kits and liquid malt extract. I think Steve Molson goes on about, I think the Cooper's malt extract intends to add as an alternative to DME, because over in the UK DME is quite expensive for what it is. But I get this one, which there's an English company, or he set up an English brewing shop. It's from Homebrew Wednesday Ireland, but they have a UK version of their website. These are cheaper than the Cooper's one. Admittedly, they're only, I think these are 1.5 kilos, so the same size as the Wilco kit cans. I've used a couple of these in Finlander kits. Did it make it? I don't know whether they sort of helped, because the kits weren't very good, I didn't think. but these work out about £3.95 a tin or something like that, because you bulk buy, you can buy 5 for like 16 quid or something like that. I will just check for you on that, and I'm pretty sure they've still got the offer on. They've been running it continuous for quite some time. But the idea I've had is going back to the Belgian beers. Most of them use Pilsner malts as the base grain, plus the adjuncts, caramel sugars, beet sugar, ordinary sucrose, various other malts. So I thought, well, I really haven't got Pilsner malt. I haven't got the facility to do temperature controlled fermentation yet, because I haven't got anywhere to do the fridge, let alone I've got the equipment. But I have got 2 Wilco's delicate Pilsner kits. So obviously I've got liquid malt extract, which is Pilsner, which is obviously going to be lightly hopped. A lot of the Belgian beers use lagering hops and English hops. So I'm thinking maybe reducing down one of the Wilco kits, possibly bunging one of these in, and the necessary grains, and just seeing what comes out. I'll use an ale yeast. I haven't got any lager yeast. I haven't got any facilities to lager, so I'll probably use an English ale yeast or a Belgian style yeast. I think I did get one of the Mangrove Jacks Abbey style yeast, the dried packet yeast, because they've got quite a good range of dried yeasts, and have a crack and see what it comes out like. I've got a few other kits I've got to get basically used up because they're reaching their end of date, although one of them is past its date because I was giving it at work. Brew wise, the sort of shed's full of bottles at the minute, so I just don't have the time at the minute to lay a full all grain on. I need to make the time at some juncture because I've got rather a lot of grain that needs using up. Not so much the base grains, but the caramalts and roasted malts, black malt, are all they want to be used up or used for bird food, you know. We don't want to waste it on birds. At least not the ones that tweet, anyway. So yeah, I've got a new light in the kitchen, so hopefully video in the kitchen will be a bit better, although we're still in a bit of a muddle with building work, because they appear, do a little bit of a job and then disappear for a week on another job, and then come back, and it'll get there in the end. Hopefully this side of Christmas. So I will just return after I check the link for those cheap malt extracts and be back with you after a word from our sponsors. Okay, hope there's not too much screen flicker. It is, if it's readable, 1 can, 1.5 kilos, £4.95. 2 for £9.45 or 6 for £25.95. Can't remember what the postage is, but the company's name is brewsmarter.co.uk. They're the same people as Homebrew West in the island, in the Emerald Isle. I think they do the same offer as well if you're in Ireland. Cooper's Pet Bottles, £8.50 for a box. It's a company called the inhousebrewery.co.uk. So there's my 2 Norfolk Hillbilly bargains for the week. Right, so yeah, no fancy stuff with links or web links and all that stuff, and comments in the box below. Got to save the time. brewsmarter.co.uk and In-House Brewery. Used them both. I bought 4 cases of the pet bottles back when we done the Smash Brew. I don't know whether they was a little bit cheaper then. Maybe not a lot. Anyway, I think they're still about the cheapest you can find them, unless Tesco's have got them on offer at some stage. which, if you like me, your local Tesco's, although it's quite a bloody big shop, doesn't do any homebrew stuff. So I miss out on all those Young's kits for £2 and all that sort of thing. And I mean, I know Tesco's get their stuff cheap, but they are definitely selling them at a loss, because I know what the Young's kits cost us, and there isn't a lot of markup in them. So I'm surprised anyone actually sells them, because the biggest gainer is obviously them, and not the retailer. Anyway, this one's empty. I must get a beer for Canada. A decent one. Could be a challenge. At the minute it's Moosehead. Oh well. Homebrew Wednesday 90. Been and gone. See you next week.